What's up, guys? You already know what it is. You clicked on the link. You either got the notification or some type of shit that we are now live. It is time for the IMO Podcast. I am your host with the most. I ain't got no other adjectives right now. My name is Andre. Just call me Dre or Andre. Who laughing? Who was laughing during my time?
You know.
I'm joined by my other co-host who are being so fucking rude right now.
What's up, man?
And we got Maurice Kun on the sticks.
Fun fact, Andre actually used up all of the adjectives he could in the first 5 streaming sessions for our podcast.
At least all the good adjectives, anyway.
I believe it.
All the ones that's synonymous with God, yeah, I used all that shit.
Well,
before we get into the show, Maurice, I'm not looking at the stream right now. What we got on the sticks today, sir?
We're playing Smite on PC.
Oh man, back to basics.
I know. I just can't stop playing this game for some reason. I don't know why.
Don't worry, you'll get sick of it.
No, of course. It's a fucking MOBA.
Yeah, exactly. It'll go the way of League.
Mm-hmm. I saw they had their own like patch notes show today. I got sick of it then. It's like, why am I even fucking playing this?
Damn, son. It's because it's one of those games like when you get all the mechanics down. It's like, I don't know. For me, I like to focus on music and turn my brain off for a second. That's kind of why I still play MOBAs to this day. That's just me though. I don't know why Jared still plays it. Maybe he just hates himself.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is.
I really like Bologna. That's my reason.
Well, you really like Shyvana too, so
I re-downloaded League, so.
Ew.
So what's up with this? Damn. What's up with this thing about everybody rejoining League and re-downloading League? What's going on here?
I think I did this before. Well, Daryl and them do it to get gold once a year, which is fine. I did it this time. So I was off of it for 3 years, and then I came back because fucking Shyvana.
Shyvana is pretty hype.
No, don't say that. No, you know she's not. She's not. She really isn't. She's really
she used to be godly at one point.
Yeah, she did, and then they nerfed the fuck out of her.
and then she stayed there, and
it's like she only gets better when they buff the jungle. And then once they realize that she goes over 50% win rates, then they got okay, maybe we need to relook at the jungle or relook at Shyvana. And that just got problematic for me to deal with, and I just can't stop. You
sure you didn't just stop playing because League is a terrible video game?
It didn't matter that it was, if it was, but it's just the fact that I like Shyvana. I don't know why. Enough. I just help me, son. Help me, nigga.
Help me. Anyway, before we continue, if you like what you're listening to, please you certainly don't like what you're looking at because Maurice is gonna be a fucking scrub and Smite. But if you like everything other than that, please subscribe to us. It helps us out tremendously. Leave a like, leave a comment. Just don't be too cancerous in the comment section because I don't want to be one of those shows and we have a terrible comic session, aka IGN, but everybody hates IGN. Shout out to IGN, I guess.
That was the most underhanded. If we were ever going to get big, just fuck all relationships with IGN.
Hey, I mean, who the fuck wants a relationship with IGN?
They bringing in money, son. Even though they pull out them shitty ass Call of Duty reviews, they still bringing in money. I don't.
It's funny because the last game they said it was great and bad at the same time, and still gave the shit an 8. I'm confused. I was hella confused.
7.2, too much water. I fucking hate those guys.
Right. Anyway, guys, if you're a regular of the show, that you probably noticed that Flonora is not with us. She had to do adult things, I guess. I'm not too sure what, but we're going to keep on pushing, keep on trucking with all of this lovely news that we got for everybody today. All right. First up on the agenda for today, I know you guys saw that nice, hot, wet on wet Deadpool trailer. I
was wondering where you were going with it.
It's the only place I could go with it, to be honest.
Okay.
was hot and wet. Anyway,
Okay.
we're getting a sequel to Deadpool. I don't think they released a release date yet. Wow, released a release date. I don't think they're giving us a release date yet, but I don't give a fuck because this trailer was all I needed, to be honest with you. It's not even a full trailer. It's not even a full trailer. It's just like one of those things where Deadpool is like being Deadpool and just being meta and shit. But yeah, basically, the entire trailer is about Deadpool doing like a skit, or not a skit, but what's the word I'm looking for, Maurice?
Parody of Bob Ross?
Improv?
Parody.
Oh yeah, parody. Sure. I mean, it's the same.
Parody.
To be honest, it could be the same thing.
True. But he's doing a parody of the legendary what's his nigga's name? I forgot. What was it?
Bob Ross.
Bob. It's funny because I kind of felt bad about it because Bob Ross did just pass away. And he did like this spot on character man, fuck, I can't get my words straight tonight. Imitation of him, and I'm like, yo, this shit is hilarious because this is all of his mannerisms. He got the Jew-fro going on. It was, it was just glorious. The part where he's like, I don't know, he had to masturbate with the brush.
Just give another whack off and
let me just whack off real quick. Tink, 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 and I'm like, yo. And then he took the orange fucking paintbrush, started painting the sky. We pan to his face. We pan back to the fucking. This nigga painted the fucking sky.
You know what got me is the fact that like I watched it once and it was just like, oh, Bob Ross, okay, that's kind of funny. And then I watched it a couple more times and it got funnier for some reason as I was watching it.
Something because you start to notice like all the little shit that he was doing is like he's like it's a different fucking painting every single time he pants. All right, let me just whack off real quick. I am so fucking high right now. Like, yo, if the movie is going to be any indication of this trailer, yo, we're in for something very special because the first Deadpool was really special, and this one is just seems like it's going to be even more so. I'm very excited for this, even though we got no fucking footage. Well, we got a couple seconds of the actual movie, but. Shit, I'm almost like, yo, can we just get like more of this and like give us like,
okay.
Yeah, or just Deadpool just being Deadpool. Give us like 5-minute YouTube skits of Deadpool just being Deadpool. Can we have more of that too? Like, I don't see why we can't have that.
Well, I would subscribe.
You damn right, I would subscribe too. Hell, just make a TV show out of it. Do like what the old Star Wars did with the Clone Wars. To give us like 5 minutes. Or something like that. Does anybody remember the old Clone Wars TV show?
Are you talking about a Cartoon Network?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
The until not the CGI Clone Wars was
the Clone. No, it's called. I think it's called the Clone Wars.
Yeah, or Clone Wars.
The one by Gimby that you don't shut up about. That one.
Because the nigga's a genius, man, and I don't like how Cartoon Network treated him.
Okay.
Anyway, we can move on though, because I'm about to get into Gendy Tartakovsky, and y'all know how that shit goes.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. So
the man was a certified genius.
So Pokemon.
I don't even. It's funny because we don't have too much information about what the fuck we just watched. To be very honest with you, I know is
it was the Pokemon.
What's the name of the movie?
Pokemon I Choose You, or Pikachu I Choose You, whatever, something like that.
Pikachu I Choose You,
or Pokemon I Choose You. I don't know.
I'm sorry. There's like 28 fucking Pokemon movies. Sorry if I can't keep up with all this shit.
What?
Oh shit!
What?
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is it really close to like 28 Pokemon movies?
It's close. Yeah, it's close to that. But I wasn't like berating you for not knowing the name. I just couldn't remember whether it was Pokemon or Pikachu or something like that. But I know it's like I Choose You in the title.
Anyway, we're on like a 38th Pokemon movie, everybody, and normally we wouldn't really be talking about Pokemon unless it was like really a dope scene in it. But apparently, who's doing the animation for Pokemon? Who owns Pokemon? I don't know. I know it's not 4Kids.
No, it's not 4Kids anymore. I don't know. I don't really follow the Pokemon anime too much, or the movies. I just play the games.
Yeah, because there was like a really big like with the new series, it's like a big change in direction, like as far as like art style, animation, and I guess on like the story and shit like that. Like there was a really, really big overhaul with it, and it's making me wonder, was there like is there quote unquote new management going on or something like that? I don't really know, but it's completely different from the Pokemon that we grew up on, which is, not a bad thing. I wouldn't say. But anyway, on to the reason why we're talking about it. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your hats, because Pikachu talks. Pikachu talked in a scene, and it made, for everybody who used to watch Pokemon or grew up Pokemon, that this is like, I don't know, this is like DEFCON fucking 5 or some shit. This doesn't even fucking sound right. Like,
apparently that fucking female voice just caught me all off guard. I'm like, hold up, nah, you're not supposed to talk. You're really not. Out of nowhere though.
Exactly. It was like, I don't know. It was like Ash is like laying on the Satoshi Ash, whatever. Because some fucking purist would say Satoshi. Ash was like laying on the ground holding Pikachu, and they're in like some type of dire moment, as one does in Pokemon, I guess.
I mean, it was in the first. I think it was like not a retelling, but it was like a remaster of the original scene where Pikachu did that like massive fucking thunderbolt and took out all those Sparrow. And I think that was like, this is the aftermath of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh god, that makes it even worse.
So I mean, like, yeah. So I don't think I'm too far off, because like what I thought is that, okay, he just got hit too hard where he thought Pikachu was actually speaking English.
that would make sense though.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense, but I'm just gonna go with my theory that Ash was high.
I mean, so he did get hit with like a billion watts of like electricity. I wouldn't
exactly. When you mix mushrooms and lightning, you get hallucinations.
Son, just because the Parasect looked appealing don't mean Ash was all on it. All right, Parasect's a Pokemon, by the way, so it was kind of funny.
I think that I know. First of all, I got the reference, but I don't think that's too far off. I'm just saying, if you mix thunder and I don't know, get high substances. Let's put it this way: if you drink lean and get struck by lightning, you're gonna see some wild shit.
You drink lean and get high, you're definitely on some other shit.
Because I think lean is an actual drug. Don't do lean, ladies and gentlemen. That shit fucks with you.
Don't find yourself places you don't want to find yourself in.
Exactly. Dang, Jerry, you sound like you're speaking from experience over there. You want to tell us, man?
Nah, no.
You sure? We right here. If you want to talk about it, we a family right now. All 11 of our subscribers are here.
You gotta have faith in me. You gotta have faith in me.
Okay. Okay. So just to stay on Pokemon for a second, like it would sound like that none of us are watching the anime.
No.
I forgot they were doing that shit.
Oh, I got enough. I can't go deeper into this because I'm not watching it either.
Nah, it seems like it's separate, because even the art style between, like, at least from the snippet I saw, the art style from the movie in that scene looks completely different from how the anime is now. So I don't imagine that this is by the same people who do the anime currently, or it's hard to fathom, like, at least the same art team is on this one. I thought this looks like more like the you ever saw like the Latios movie or the
nope,
the Darkrai movie?
I haven't seen a Pokemon movie.
I mean, even snippets of it, like just like a scene.
One. No. No. I'm not trolling right now. After like, I don't want to sound like I'm like one of those niggas like, oh, you still watch Pokemon, you're a fucking loser. I'm not one of those people. But after that lame ass movie with the lame ass title, I think it was Forever or some shit, I just completely checked out of Pokemon, and like nothing.
You mean the Celebi movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that lets you know, like after May left, yeah, I was like, okay.
That was before May, son.
I know, but let's say after the fourth movie, the first four ever with Celebi in it, I was like, okay, that's it for Pokemon movies, because the the third one got me so good, and I'm like, okay, you got one more try Pokemon, unknown Pokemon, get the fuck out of here, son. And then after May left, who isn't 10, I don't care what the fuck anybody says. After she left and we got Dawn, I'm like, okay, this is it for me. This is it's time to move on to actual anime. And so that was it for me in Pokemon. But I don't have any. Let's put it this way: after damn 2006, I don't have any memories of Pokemon. If you could ask me something, you ask me anything after Gen 3, I'll be like, what?
Interesting. Well, I mean, like I said, it seems like it's different. So I'm not sure if that's the same team that's doing it right now.
Exactly, and that's what. I was wondering if one of you knew about it, but I guess not. I guess we in the same boat for once. Usually one of us is like gung ho about it, and the other one was like, "Oh, please enlighten me." None of us don't know shit about Pokemon right now.
I only like watch Pokemon when it comes to the battles, like at the very end when he's in like the leagues and shit. Because those league battles will actually be pretty fucking lit.
You mean the ones where he always gets bodied?
But sometimes he does the body in some, except for this one time because like fucking Lucario jumped on this bird Pokemon's back. It's called a pheasant, but it doesn't matter because you're not gonna remember. So this jumped on this bird's back, and the nigga, the person who was his trainer was like, "Yo, use Force Palm." And next thing you know, Lucario's just like Force Palm in the back of this dude's neck, like attempting to break it. At this point, it was amazing. It was the great.
Isn't Lucario? Is Lucario like a? Oh wait, no, I'm lying. I did see the Lucario movie. That Lucario movie was actually pretty dope. It was stupid but dope at the same time. I can't really explain it, so I guess I lied. Wasn't Lucario like a? Isn't Lucario like one of those Pokemon where it's like there's only like one of me or some shit?
No. He's a pseudo legendary, which means like
That's rare.
What the fuck is that?
it's like they have the power of a legendary or the rarity of a legendary, but they're not actually one. So Jirachi is a legendary, right?
Don't know what that is.
Okay.
Is that the Wish Mini Pokemon?
Yes, Wishmaker Jirachi. That's the time with May. So Latios, do you know those?
Yes.
Okay, those are legendary Pokemon. And do you know
I was about to say.
Tyranitar?
What the fuck is
That's
that?
Do you know Dragon?
Yeah, that's like my favorite fucking Pokemon,
I know
dog.
Dragonite. Hold up, Dragonite's my shit.
Do you know
Because that shit. Because that
Yeah,
nigga
fuck
busted.
with Tyranitar.
Dragonite is a pseudo legendary.
Can we? What?
Yeah, he's a pseudo legendary.
Is that why he's so? I would explain why he's so busted.
He's a pseudo legendary.
Cause that man, it all makes sense. Cause that nigga busted. Hey, can we just talk about Dragonite being busted for a second?
No.
I have several friends like I don't even play Pokemon, and I know Dragonite's busted. That's how busted Dragonite is.
I remember they had a commercial just like saying how fucking good getting a Dragonite would be.
Oh, is that a fucking Dragonite? Hold your nigger balls because that's a dragon. That's exactly what he said. Is that a motherfucking Dragonite? And I'm like, why is Dragonite so high? But then, like, I think I played. It was like the game before X and Y. It was some shit like that. And Dragonite was just. But let's move on because we could go on forever about Dragonite being busted. Let's move on into something a little bit more kid friendly and take over the worldish. Star Wars. That. Once again, we're talking about Star Wars because I think I might as well just get into a head that we're probably going to talk about Star Wars until the movie actually comes out.
It's honestly for you because you're the biggest Star Wars head we have. So I just put that shit in there in case you don't know.
Oh man, thank you, homie.
Looking out, so don't even trip.
Thank you, son. I owe you a. Nah, I'm not gonna go there.
Don't give me shit. I don't want you to think you got something. No.
Thank you. I was at a damn. you're channeling your inner flow right now, son. What you doing? Don't you want to be the one reaching tonight, son?
You know what I mean?
I'm talking to you, Derek.
I know. I said someone's got to do it.
Okay.
He's right about that.
Okay. But this is actually pretty relevant. Disney and I'm sorry, the mouse is all like, yo, that Netflix shit, Nah, we don't appreciate that no more. We're going to take all of our shit away from Netflix and any other streaming service and make our own streaming service. Hey, I think I say this almost every podcast. The mouse doesn't. God damn, you got bodied, Maurice. The mouse doesn't.
Can you talk about the double kill I got before I got bodied? Can you? Can you tell him that? Can you tell him that before you say that?
I mean, you're watching. I just saw that you ran out back into lane with no health, and I'm like,
because I super dove for a dude that I really wanted to kill because he already sniped me twice. So revenge. Sure. That works in MOBAs.
Sure. The point is, just monkey. Just monkey out in MOBA. That's the lesson for today for everybody. If it's a MOBA, just monkey out. Nobody gives a shit. just do whatever the fuck you want. Monkey anyway, yeah, we've been talking about the mouse a lot, and because the mouse pretty much owns media at this fucking point, the mouse is like, Netflix, Hulu, we about to get into that action.
Which they can do. Like, it doesn't make sense for an EA company to do it, which is why I'm kind of against Origin. But with Mickey Mouse, with the mouse, Disney, son, that shit shit can actually work. I believe in that now. Exactly, and it's like you don't really you would think about it. I mean, like when you hear it, you go like, oh, whatever, that doesn't make any sense. But then you remember all the shit that Disney owns, and you're just going, oh wait, Disney owns Star Wars, Disney owns Marvel, Disney owns ESPN, Disney owns a lot, and Disney has its own, and it has its own animations, its own TV shows, its own cartoons. Hell, we might even get Kim Possible back on streaming. Yo, the mouse owns a lot of shit, and then when you say it out loud, like I just did, you realize, oh wait, this might actually let's put Netflix isn't going anywhere, and neither is Hulu. But anybody else that was trying to get into that space, nah, you're done now. That's gone. That's gone. The mouse is here, and he's taking no prisoners. Not to mention all the original shows that can come out. Like if people want to like pay more money for a Frozen show, like okay, well now it's here because we have the platform for it.
Exactly, and it's almost scary because that means the mouse is going to get even more money because some niggas that actually want to sign up to this shit. Hell, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yo, I can't because that means I'll be paying like $27 in just entertainment a month. I'm not about to do that shit.
I'm about it.
But son, I'm really thinking about it because we this segues into the next point. Disney is talking about it's confirmed, a live action Star Wars show, which I'm like, thank God, because that means I don't have to worry about the fucking Han Solo movie they're trying to make and the fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi story they want to make. I'm about to get into my gripes about that in 1 second because I don't want to turn this into a Star Wars show. But yeah, I can see Disney doing a lot. And hold up, son, does that mean no, because the Marvel Netflix shows actually has a contract with Netflix. So I don't think that's going to stay on Netflix for now. You never know. The mouse might pull a tricky one. We don't know. But I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure how that goes because the mouse owns Marvel, but it's clearly called Netflix's Daredevil, Netflix's Jessica Jones, Netflix's whatchamacallit. So I'm not too sure how that works because Disney owns the movie rights to all of these properties, but I'm not sure about these streaming shows. Anybody, any inputs?
Don't really follow Star Wars.
Good God.
I'm sorry. I just don't.
What's wrong, son?
It's not what's wrong. It's just.
Hello?
Hello?
No, I guess it kind of cut out for me. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, like I've never really just been that interested in Star Wars, and then I've had people wanting to kill me.
And you know what? I wish my friend Caleb was watching because I absolutely feel you. I can't ever go like, oh, you don't watch Star Wars, you fucking fat. I mean, you bitch. Yeah. I can never say that because it's not. If we want to get down to the nitty gritty of it, the Star Wars movies ain't really all that good. They're not they're not like awesome or anything like that. The first two movies were pretty good.
Which ones?
A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, the original two, were pretty good. for 70s and 80s standards. They still hold up today, but you know they're not like godly or anything like that.
You should have something the nostalgia factors. I feel like that plays a heavy part.
It is and it's not, because you know Star Wars is one of those weird ass things. If you rewatch the movies, and we did rewatch the movies, they're not like godly or anything like that.
They don't change the meta. In fact, they just stick to the same like sexist ideals and stuff, like with Princess Leia. You know, she kind of became somewhat of a badass. She still needed to be quote unquote saved, but it still fulfills some of those same, I'll say, gender roles. Those traditional gender roles, not traditional, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I can see if somebody doesn't like Star Wars, and I can't go like, yo, you're just missing out on a world's worth of stuff. I can't say that. I like Star Wars because the lore of Star Wars is actually pretty fucking interesting. And that's one of the reasons why I watched it. And another reason is because of that fucking awesome Genndy Tartakovsky show. But let's not talk about that. The lore for Star Wars is actually pretty interesting. And the, lightsaber combat is pretty cool. You know, laser swords is good for the kids and whatnot. It's pretty interesting. Mystical space power is Destiny before Destiny was actually a thing. That's pretty much what it is. But I can't say that, oh, if you don't like it, you're a fucking retard, because what's the one that nobody really liked? Return of the Jedi wasn't all that great. I actually liked A Phantom Menace, but everybody hated that movie the most out of any Star Wars movie. I'm not too sure why.
Because it was campy.
It was campy, but I wouldn't say it's the worst one out of all of them. Now, Attack of the Clones, you got me on that. Attack of the Clones is not a good movie by any standard.
Was that the second? Is that episode 2 or episode 3?
Episode 2, the one, Attack of the Clones, the second one of the prequels. Sand. I don't like sand. It gets everywhere.
I don't know, because like I thought episode 1, episode 2 were decent. Those are like no, they weren't even my first ones. Those are I watched those backwards like everybody else did. But 3 is just where I literally got mad, like
really
upset at the characters, because just because like,
really
just because like, well, I mean, no, I don't know. I liked Obi-Wan Kenobi in that movie, but everyone else just felt like really stupid, and they didn't like live up to the hype that they were supposed to. Like, not even bashing on Anakin, but fucking Yoda probably pissed me off the most in that movie, because the nigga just really just gave up. Like, had a few bouts, tossed a few tables. Oh man, his power is too great. I have to leave. And I'm just like, why? Like, he was bodying Count Dooku in the easiest fashion. Now a nigga that just literally is just chucking shit at him, and all he can do is chuck shit back. He gets tired like immediately. It's not like he was fighting beforehand. Like, he bodied like 30 S-class dudes. It's just yeah, like some fucking like second Hokage shit. Like, he didn't do any of that. He just like fought him for like 2 minutes and then left. I'm just like, really? Are you sure? This is a very important fight.
What got me for episode 3 was, and we're about to move on, guys, because we're actually going to talk about Star Wars a lot when the actual movie comes out. But what got me about episode 3 was how fucking stupid the Jedi Council was. That's what did it for me. Out of the prequels, I still say that episode 3 is the best one. But holy shit, the Jedi Council throughout the entire prequels was like, why are y'all so dumb? Okay, so this dude, I don't even know where to fucking begin. This dude tells you, oh, the Sith Lord you're looking for, he's right here, and you show up with 5 guys. Like, I don't. And then these guys are supposed to be like Jedi masters, and they get like mowed down in the first move, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? The fight between Mace Windu, Samuel Jackson, and the Sith Lord Palpatine. It's like it's extremely lame. Son, the Jedi Council really got on my fucking nerves. They literally every
evil, but we ain't gonna do shit about it.
Right? Like, I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. Well, why aren't you doing anything about it? our ability to use the Force is being blocked. Then why are you niggas not urgent? What the fuck is going on? You guys have made every bad decision possible, but let's move on. Because we can go all day with that. Disney streaming service. Jared, are you about it or not?
I actually might be because you do bring up a good point because they do own a lot of shit.
They own a lot of shit.
They do own a lot.
And
but I'm not about that price. I don't know.
I don't think they're gonna do like the sports shit because they don't fucking have to.
They might. It might be represented in some other way that
it might
partner with ESPN, but more kid friendly.
Exactly, because I don't see the Disney the mouse just like letting that shit go. Like it can do whatever the fuck it wants.
Right. For me, I would definitely get it because this could mean, and this is like just a complete long shot, but we could probably get like an animated, in whatever way, it doesn't matter, but an animated Kingdom Hearts series.
Ooh, yeah, that's like, good point. Because let's face it, cable is dead, and Disney knows it, and which is why everybody's trying to get into this streaming thing. Who better else to do it than Disney with all this fucking property? It's actually an extremely smart move, I must admit. It's extremely smart. Those niggas Disney, that's getting paid like those niggas getting paid like millions of dollars. Yeah, this is a smart move. Kids are not watching cable anymore. I'm not watching cable. Adults are not watching cable. Well, they are, but not as much as they did. What are they doing? They're watching shit like Hulu, watching shit like Netflix. They could easily slide into that game and be like a major player. I don't know how this bodes for Netflix since apparently they're billions of dollars in debt. How the fuck that happened? I have no idea.
Ow.
I don't know, son. It's odd.
It's like it's all the fucking shows that they got going on because they like their shows come like back to back to back to back. And one of their major shows, what was it called? Sense8 took so much fucking money. Like we've already had this conversation on the stream for those guys following, but Sense8 took up a lot of fucking money that it's getting canceled because it takes up too much money because they have to film in like 8 different locations, sometimes 9 or 10, because they want to show and give the best impression of the places where the characters live, because it's a very there are multiple races in the show, multiple main characters, and they want to capture that essence, not just CGI everything. Plus the characters are like halfway, they're like so like all over the world, like from Korea to Africa to Berlin, and it just takes a lot of money to fly them out there, fly the equipment out there, and also you gotta pay people, so right. and plane fuel, shit like that. So yeah.
One thing that got me, because I actually wanted to get into Sense8, but I didn't, because it when I first heard of it, I was like, yo, this looks really dope. And it was like the first, I don't know, not the first big budget or like mainstream show that Netflix got, but definitely one of the most promising that I saw. And then even though I'm not watching it right now, when I saw that it got canceled, I'm like, oh damn. That actually kind of hurt me. And I wasn't even watching the show, so I can only imagine niggas that was actually watching the show what they're going through.
I was hurt. That's all you need to know.
Okay, let's just leave Maurice into his feelings.
I will stay in them. So it was just such a good show, and the actors, like once they replaced that one dude who was a jackass, even though he was kind of a good actor, like the actors were all really fucking dope. It wasn't like some cheesy ass kung fu movie where like the actors are like decent to serviceable to just plain old bad to like decent action. It was just like people who can act and you actually cared about them. Like it was a really good series. It wasn't like, I don't think there was anything like it at the time. There isn't anything like it right now in the market right now.
Right. Here's the hoping, but if
no, it's done. It's done. They can't pay for that shit with this debt.
maybe Disney might pick that shit up, son. You don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get into this gaming news, and oh boy, we got some gaming news. Let's talk about technology real quick. The illustrious iPhone 10. Yeah, you guys like that word? Illustrious word of the day? Yay? No? All right, moving on. Fuck you.
You did a good job, son.
Thank you, son. That's all I wanted. That's what. Man, I'm looking at the son. I don't know anything about Smite, but it looks like your character at level 4 has a fuck ton of health. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I'm just too used to League.
No, I'm not getting. No one's hitting me.
Yeah, but I don't know. Son, it just looks like he's got a lot of health. I'm like, in League, every bar is like 100 HP or some shit like that. And then I see like,
huh? It's not a lot. For this game, it's not a lot.
Okay, well, excuse me, but
You're excused for now.
okay.
Yeah.
Fuck Smite. Anyway, the iPhone 10, which let's just do a quick survey. If you had the money, let's say you were Bill Gates. Well, if you were Bill Gates, you probably wouldn't be buying an iPhone. Well, then again, you probably would be. Nobody's buying a fucking Windows phone.
Nah, didn't they go out of not out of style, but they stopped producing them. Like
They did.
Yeah, like maybe a year ago or something.
Good job, Microsoft, because that shit was going nowhere.
Exactly.
Anyway,
but
if you had the money,
their systems are selling. They're actually outsell the PS4 Pro, whatever that means.
I mean, that's that. I'm talking about phones right now, though.
I know. I was just bringing up random facts.
Okay, random facts. Okay, sure. We can talk about that. If you had the money, quick survey. If you had the money, would you buy the iPhone 10?
No.
That's a no for Jared.
Probably.
And that's a if I had the money, honestly, I would say no. And I'll tell you why. And I'm gonna let Jared go first. We might be on the same wavelength here. Jared, go first.
You're spending so much money on honestly something that you can get for cheaper.
Let's throw the money factor out the window because that's just the easiest fucking point.
I'm sorry. I don't see like a huge gap difference in my opinion. Like I don't know if they were lying to me, but when I went to go check out to get a new phone, they were telling me that the LG V30 was the fastest phone out right now. I'm like, wait a minute, then why doesn't that cost $1,000? I'm sorry, I'm talking about money again, but still, how could I ignore that though? Why would I pay $1,000 for something I get for cheaper?
To be fair, if we're talking about technically, the iPhone 10 does fucking screen. That shit is extremely powerful. The iPhone 10 is actually approaching like some high-end desktops. Laptops. Let me not say desktop. Laptops. At this point, it's not there. I will say the iPhone 10 is definitely worth a mid-range laptop for sure. As far as like specs, power, it definitely goes. Technically it's the best performing phone on the market. The reason I'm saying no is one, as much as iOS 11 has approved on iOS 10, because I did not like iOS 10. But iOS 11 does bring a lot of little features that I like the whole video screenshot thing. I thought that's fucking dope. I can't wait for Android to fucking steal that like they always do, because that's actually pretty cool. I'm Google, if you're listening, we need that because that saves a lot of fucking time. Also, the big elephant in the room, Face ID. That shit is stupid. I don't care what anybody says. The fingerprint is probably as good as we're going to get as far as like unlocking your phone. For me, you're not about to tell me, oh, you just look at your face and it automatically unlocks. No, nigga, that's not. I don't see it. I'm not buying it. I just don't believe that it's going to be that good a feature as what Apple is making it. To be fair, this happens a lot in tech. A lot of people said, "Hey, we wouldn't have computers. That's going to be useless. We have a computer in everybody's pocket right now." That's just how technology works. What Apple is trying to do is trying to push the boundaries of what tech is capable of and what it's trying to do, which is commendable. That's what a tech company should do, especially one as big as Apple. But I do think that this Face ID thing is a step backwards. It wouldn't be that bad if they didn't get rid of the fingerprint scanner. I don't see the reason of why it's not there anymore.
I thought it was still there.
No, on the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus, it's still there. But on the iPhone 10, it is just Face ID. Man, it sounds funny just fucking saying Face ID. Yeah, it's just Face ID.
Just Face ID.
Yeah, so like you look at your phone and
wow.
That's it. And
so
some people even say it's not all that great. I'm sorry, Jared.
You said they took away the fingerprint scanner. I thought they like. Wow. Okay. Okay.
No, I mean you can still unlock it with like a code and.
Oh yeah.
You can still do that. You can still do that. You can't get rid of that. But to get rid of the fingerprint, I just don't see why you couldn't just put it on the back like every single Android phone. Like it's well, Maurice might not agree with me because he doesn't use the fingerprint scanner.
No, I think there's I do use my fingerprint scanner.
Oh, okay. Well, it's better on the back. Like that's just me. That's not even me being biased on Android's part.
Wait,
that's
I
just
agree
a
with you
fact.
on that.
We do?
Yeah, because you showed me, and I was like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. That's
right.
really good.
I stand corrected.
On 2 accounts, like.
Right, and I'm just looking at Apple, and I'm like, yo, why can't you just put it on the back? And I'm like, you just did this because you didn't want to be like Google. I'm like, be like Google. It's okay. You can be like Android. It's like I feel they did it just because Android did. We're not gonna do that shit because we're Apple and we're not like no. Just it's okay. This is where the fingerprint scanner needs to be. This is where your finger automatically goes. Mm-hmm. I put my phone in my pocket. I take it out. My phone is already unlocked. You know why? Because my fucking finger was already there. So Apple, if you're listening, which you probably are because you're listening to everything, please just put it on the back. Nobody, just put a fingerprint scanner in the middle of the Apple logo. Nobody's gonna fucking care. But the bigger news is the iPhone 10 might actually freeze. That's another reason why not to buy it. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure how, but this is something that I've never even fucking heard of or thought it was possible with a phone. It might freeze when it's cold, literally.
Wow.
Thoughts and opinions on that?
Yeah, brilliant architecture.
I am curious as to what the condition is for the freezing. I don't know. It might also be software because they were having an issue.
Oh, go ahead, Maurice.
They were having an issue with sorry, I can't think. They were having an issue with their phone screen itself freezing. So I'm just wondering, like, is that the real cause of it, or is it something else?
Good point. Apple's direct. Well, I can't really say Apple's direct competitor because iPhone's direct competitor right now is Samsung, which, well, lo and behold, they're actually making pretty good hardware 10 fucking years later. But the Google Pixel, something that I'm interested in because I'm a Google fanboy. I'll admit to that in a heartbeat. The Google Pixel has actually had several problems that we already talked about on the show, but it brings up another point. Like, what's up with these high-end? The industry is calling them super premium flagships now because they're super fucking expensive nowadays. And they're having all of these problems. Like the Google Pixel launched, the Google Pixel XL, the bigger version of the two phones, actually released with a not so great screen. Of course, it's a good screen if you're coming from, like, I don't know, some type of mid-range Android piece of shit garbage from Straight Talk prepaid phone or some shit. It's a good screen in that regard. But if you're used to if you're used to like a Samsung Galaxy anything or an LG premium anything, because not too many people know LG makes a lot of fucking phones. If you're used to phones like that, the Google Pixel phone screen doesn't look all that great. And it's like, well, I paid $800 for this phone, and the screen doesn't look all that great. You pay all this money, and you might not be able to use Face ID whenever you need to, and other little shit. It doesn't have a headphone jack and all this other little shit. And it's like, why the fuck are we paying all of this money all of a sudden? Because one thing is for sure, if Apple does it, the rest of the tech world will follow. And the iPhone got rid of the headphone jack. This year, a lot of other phones got rid of the headphone jack. This year, Apple had a $1,000 phone. That's the base model, ladies and gentlemen. The base model is $1,000. The souped up version is probably $1,200. Yo, that's a desktop. That is the gaming desktop.
Yeah, that's a PC.
The souped
Go ahead,
up? I thought it was only like one version of the iPhone X.
No, okay. When I say souped up, I mean like better storage. So you had probably a 64 gigabyte version.
I thought there was only one version of it.
Is there? I could be wrong.
Actually, no, you might be right.
I could, because
I only thought it only came in like one setting.
I would like to fact check that, but I don't.
I can't imagine they would make $1,000 phone Yeah, we have to factor
No.
that because I can't imagine they make $1,000 phone and have it come in multiple flavors because that doesn't sound like a smart business practice when they've already released like a phone. They've already released like a set of phones a month before, you know. Like this isn't like iPhone. Go ahead.
Let me cheat real quick because no, keep on talking because I'm about to cheat because I don't. Because this is one of my rules. I don't like. Because it's not like looking up while we're on stream. That's one of my pet peeves.
No, that's fine. Because like appealing people do it. We don't need to worry about that. But like, it doesn't make sense that like because it's not like a situation with the cheap version iPhones, like the iPhone 5C and shit. Like these are sold as like quote unquote top of the line models. So I don't understand why they would have a multiple version for this iPhone X one. There should only be
to rake up as much money as possible. I'm trying to confirm.
They're ultimately
right now.
losing money. I wouldn't expect everybody to buy this shit, especially with the iPhone 8 just coming out. Like I wouldn't put all my chips down on it. I would have, if it were me, I would just have one version of the phone, especially if I had two models. You ready, son? Are you ready? Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
No offense, you're wrong.
Okay.
There's a 64 gigabyte model, $1,000, people. The next one, good God, you ready? 256 gigabytes in a fucking phone.
Damn.
$1,149.
1,149
without tax.
Interesting. Okay.
Son, good fucking Lord. What do you need 256 gigabytes in a phone for? Oh, everything. You know what? Because Apple doesn't have a cloud service.
It does.
Because people doesn't use it as much. It doesn't. It's not free. It's not as good as Google's. I don't have time to get into it. But it's not. Yeah, but you gotta 256 gigabytes in the phone.
They have to put a lot in there because you can't upgrade it.
Yeah, you can't. You don't have a SD card slot.
You also in those 4K videos actually take up a fuck ton of space too, so you almost have to. Yo, son, can you imagine that shit? I'm sorry, like it's just freaking me out. Like me and Maurice and Jared, you count too. You're our age. We work in tech, and no
one's gonna be buying that shit until like the iPhone 11 or 12 comes out in like the government. For the government's sake, they probably won't be buying that anytime soon.
Yeah, but it's just like 256 gig on a phone, dog. We're reaching like. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of space. That's a lot. I'm just at a loss for words. We should move on because I can't believe it. That's you only telling me that the fucking thing comes with 8 gigs of RAM.
I actually would buy that if it was $1,000.
Okay.
But no.
Yeah, but it's like, yo, get a fucking gaming rig or something. $1,200 will last you the next 10 fucking years. Like dead ass. Like you would not have to upgrade that thing at least for at the very least 6 years. If you're just one of those.
I'm not sure about 6, maybe 5 for a gaming PC.
How long you say?
Gaming PC like 5, because like shit's like growing exponentially now. Like maybe 5 years ago it probably would have lasted you for 10 years, but at the rate like things may be going in the future, because like new technology is spawning up every day, it might be a little sooner than you think. Not to say like it's gonna get super outdated tomorrow, but the clock has definitely wound down a little bit.
Okay, that's fair. I can give you that. Okay, 4 years you wouldn't have to touch it, and even then, when you touch it again, you're just putting like a $200 graphics card in it. You're not buying another 1,000.
No.
Apple is on its head for real. If any, so I better not hear anybody just like going 2 years with every fucking that's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. In gaming news. In gaming. Oh,
I've been waiting.
Ooh, Lord.
Getting hot, boy.
Ooh, Lord. Yo, we can, especially if you're a fucking fighting game fan. Oh boy.
Oh.
Ooh, Lord. So let's talk. It's funny. I actually wish Flo was here to talk about this, but she's not here today because we were talking about something we have a group chat, ladies and gentlemen, that we kind of bounce ideas off of each other, talk about what we're gonna talk about for the show today. Some of us check it more than others, and we got into a little stint about the about continuity and fighting games and shit like that. To which one of our coworkers, which will go unnamed, was just completely wrong about something. So we're just not going to talk about it. Like, just completely wrong. But anyway, Injustice. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not playing Injustice most, and I don't really care about Injustice. I respect Injustice.
We aren't either.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I have played it.
I respect Injustice because it's a dope looking game. It looks like it runs pretty smooth. The character, it has an interesting story to it, and I can't hate on the game. It's a pretty solid game. Can't hate on something that's pretty solid. It's just me, comic books, a video game comic book. I can't. It's not my thing. It's not my jam. But Injustice just dropped a fucking bomb on us. So the first thing we got, which they give us like a little cock tease at first. What was the first thing they introduced, Maurice?
Well, they showed in the trailer. They showed the old DLC characters. I think it was what's the Aqua dude's name? It's Aqua Lad's like dad or something like that, right? I think it was like Mamba or something. Yeah, Black Mamba. I think that's his name. And they showed him dropping, and then they showed Raiden dropping. And then next thing you know, it cuts to Ant-Man just popping in out of nowhere. And Enchantress, for those of you who don't know, it's the that evil bitch from the Suicide Squad 2 movie. The one that had her brother turn evil and shit, and they were trying to take over the world. Another day in New York, am I right? Another day. So yeah, they showed them as two new fighters in the pack, right? But nothing we've never seen before. Those guys, they're fighting a little bit. They get blasted outside somehow. Next thing you know, we see a Sai that looks very familiar, kind of familiar, and we see a man in a cloak. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry to like setting this up. So Ninja Turtles and fucking Injustice 2. It was lit. They showed the whole 4 brothers coming out the squad like some fucking demons, with the green suit. And I'm really excited for this. That's all I can say. I don't know what else needs to be said.
Okay. I don't have too much to say because I'm not paying Injustice, but I can respect Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That shit was my jam growing up. I mean, what kid wasn't? What kid? Well, what boy didn't have like a soft spot for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That's just one of those things that's like, it seems like it's always been there, but actually Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles isn't all that old. If you really think about it, it doesn't go past the 70s.
That's kind of old.
I mean,
this is like, I think this is like Golden Age comics. Like that's kind of
gold. I would say the Golden Age is like the 40s though, but but the amount of hype or the amount of prestige, if you will, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles get, it's kind of up there with the likes of Batman and Superman. I know that's a little bit of a stretch, I know, but they're not too far off. And the fact that they haven't been there for almost a fucking 100 years like those other 2 characters, that says a lot, because they definitely didn't have a movie before the 80s. That's when they really took off, and then they got cartoons and shit after that. So you can really say that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle craze came after the 80s.
Okay.
And that's about what 80s, 2020. That's only 40 years. That's not too much time.
So what we think? So what we think these guys are gonna play like? That's what people want to hear. Fuck the history, son.
Okay.
Like,
I don't. If I know Mortal Kombat, and that's I'm sorry, people. The people who made Injustice, they also made Mortal Kombat. The game is it's not a carbon copy, but it's you would feel right at home if you played Mortal Kombat.
It's got a few different, like the wall bouncing, the wall bouncing. You can knock people off the stage and shit, but it's basically the same fucking game.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like the combat flow is the same. It's just like extra mechanics.
Yeah. So if I know the makers of Mortal Kombat, they're probably going to give one of those characters is going to be broken, and the other ones are going to be decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's gonna be Leonardo. I'm just throwing my prediction out there. I think it's gonna be Leonardo. Is either Leonardo
I think it's
or
gonna
Raph.
be Mickey, honestly.
I'm thinking Donatello because range is definitely
Oh
in
yeah.
the game. And what's gonna suck? Well, here's my one opinion. You guys don't play Injustice that much, so you're not really hip to this. But the game is how do I put this? The game is not gonna have. It's probably not gonna have all the characters as in their separate icons, as in they'll play differently. More than likely, they'll all be under one character, which will probably be like Leonardo or Raphael, and then you'll just pick different costumes and be that character.
Right.
And be that character, because there's also like a little icon thing, not an icon thing, kind of like a relic system or something like that, where you can pick up a weapon, or where you can like get a weapon through like one of their modes on the game, and equip that to the character, and it gives them a completely different move set, such as Robin, Damian Wayne can fight I think with a staff or with a sword, but you have to unlock the staff playstyle. So something similar to that. What I'm hoping is that they make sure that you have these things unlocked day one, so you can just play whoever the fuck you want. And two, that these dudes are gonna have some type of like ranged mechanics that they can abuse. Because I haven't played the game in a couple of months, but I'm really hoping. But what is usually the case is like the characters that have like the best combos and the best projectiles are usually ones that are on top. Like I'm pretty sure
that's cheap. That's one of the reasons I don't want to cut you off, but that's like one of the reasons why I did not kind of favor like the 2D side scroll. It's not a side scroller, but it does sit on a 2D plane for the most part. And it always seemed to me like, yo, if I have more range, I'm pretty much gonna body every other nigga. That's one of the reasons why I don't like playing Street Fighter, and I don't like playing Mortal Kombat. And because it's like, yo, this is fucking stupid. Why play this when I can play Tekken, which seems a lot more fucking fair, versus something like Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna just spam this laser beam and I probably won the game. It's fucking stupid. Like, for some reason, and I argued this in the show, the games, the fighting games that are on top right now is Smash, Tekken, Street Fighter, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom. 3 of those fucking games sit on a 2D plane. Smash is the exception because Smash is actually fucking fair. Those other two, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter, have you sat down and watched a Street Fighter match and it being played on a high level? That shit is boring as fuck. It is literally just somebody spamming a Hadouken or something like a Hadouken that travels across the screen, and they gotta find a way to get in. It is the most boring shit ever. And I'm about to stop right now, but I don't appreciate shit like that, because it seems like it's just so fucking easy to cheese in a video game like that, especially with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and shit. It was never for me.
Well, I think it looks boring, but I'm pretty sure there are like certain mechanics behind it, because like once they get in and you can't do that cheese anymore, like, okay, what do you do at that point, you know? And I don't think it's on the outside. Again, it looks boring, but on the inside, I feel like there's a deeper type of like system to it. So you can't just like become top 10 or anything like that by just doing the cheese stuff. It is annoying at like at like the lower levels, but I mean, just like any other fighting game, you just gotta get good. Same thing with Injustice, which is one of the reasons I didn't want to play Injustice, because I didn't want the character I wanted to use was really bad against projectiles, and I just didn't feel like learning it. And then with Tekken coming out probably like a month after I already bought the game, I was just like, you know what? I'll just cut my losses here, leave it at that. We had a good run.
Hey,
Okay.
Remember that time with the cheetah? Oh, that was fun. Yeah, let's continue on. But I just hope that they have really good projectiles, because I don't want them to fall into that. Going back to the Ninja Turtles, I don't want them to have like the same move. I don't want them to have the same problems as Cheetah was having, because Cheetah had absolutely no projectiles, best rush down in the game, but again, it's just a pain in the ass to fight everybody who's just basically, can I beat their projectiles or can I beat their cross map shit? Like that got annoying to me.
Okay. Well, let's move on. We got some more DLC to give you guys. Well,
another one. Another
release. This one actually came out of left fucking field. Prince Noctis, Lucius, Calum, some shit like that. It has something to do with a rock, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Noctis is coming to Tekken. Noctis, Lucius, Calum is coming to Tekken 7. And I am hyped, but I have mixed feelings about this.
That should be out of nowhere for me. Like,
because
a fucking fighting game character going to a fighting game like Tekken?
No, I just don't know how they're going to incorporate his play style.
Did you not see
or
it?
the things? I did see it, and it didn't look. It looked like I was watching Soul Calibur at one point.
Have you ever fought Yoshimitsu?
Fuck that nigga, man.
he also is in the Soul Calibur games.
Fuck that nigga.
Okay.
Anyway,
yeah.
But no, seriously, it just looked weird to me. That's all. He's like, at one point, he actually is blinking and dodging. He is using that sword a lot, and I don't know. It just looks jarring to me. Where I'm like used to everybody. The game is called King of the Iron Fist, and there are like these two other niggas that's basically cheating, and I don't know. It looks a little off to me. But I am excited for the character because this lets me know. Because let's face it, guys, Tekken 7 isn't going anywhere. We're probably going to get support for Tekken 7 for like the next 3 years or so, even though the game is Java old technically. Tekken 7 has been out in Japan for what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
I want to say it's been something like that.
Oh, since 2015. So yeah, about 2 years.
God, why the fuck did it take us so long to get Tekken 7 again?
It's an arcade game.
Why did it take us so long to get the Tekken 7?
Because it's an arcade game. They put it on the arcades first, and then they had a whole bunch of tournaments and stuff, and they were working on the PC version. I mean, the PS4.
Like it's literally in the arcade.
Yes.
So I put 50 cents in, and I could play Tekken 7.
They actually had tournaments where people were playing from the arcades.
Interesting. Yep.
I'm
not. Oh, maybe that's their marketing strategy. I don't know. I think I would have released it on the console.
Yeah, and then they also made like a lot of edits to the game. Like the game, I don't want to say completely different, but they definitely added a lot more stuff from the game. Like Josie's alt used to be completely different from what it is now. Before it was just like some
fucking fly. I'm sorry, son.
Yeah, it was actually the whole thing. They couldn't have it in there. It was a big lawsuit issue thing going on.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, they had like a lot of they had stuff like that in there. That was
okay.
So they changed it.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this. Tekken 7 is definitely going to be very interesting because I think we got Geese Howard coming. I don't know who Geese Howard is, but apparently he's like the hypest thing ever.
He's from King of Fighters.
Good what?
King of Fighters.
King of Fighters.
Oh.
Am I right about that, Jared? Or am I right about that, or no?
I think you are right because I think I remember something like that. I used to play. We used to have a lot of downtime in high school. In one of our classes, me and Steven, we would play King of Fighters a lot in front of our teacher, and he would get mad. But that does seem about right. I think he's the nigga that bites you or some shit like that. I don't know.
Bites?
I could be wrong.
He's the counter nigga.
All right, I'm completely wrong then. Don't worry about it then. Noctis coming. We got Noctis coming to Tekken 7. The only thing that I wish that Tekken 7 would do was give us a fucking rematch button. I'm getting tired of going back to the fucking, especially if it's like one-on-one. That way we can get like 10 games in a decent time, because right now we're all right. You won the game. You want to go again? All right, let's bring you back to the fucking lobby. Now, if you have a lobby of people, that's cool because there's a queue, and I do get that. But if it's just me and Maurice playing, I don't want to have to go back and
right.
and do and like
And
pick
that
characters,
really,
pick stage.
and that
do
really
shit.
sucks for you because you play on PS4 and it is so much slower. And I'm so sorry.
Okay, so don't worry. The gaming rig coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. A nigga got his own space. It's coming.
They don't care
Oh,
about that shit,
we
son.
be about to feel that glory.
Nobody cares, son.
I'm with you on that
Maybe.
one too.
Oh, I mean, they
Maybe
care
not-
about Jared because Jared's the underdog.
Underdog or what?
Everything.
That was a question. What Jared's
Everything.
the underdog?
Of everything.
How
I
is
said
he the
everything.
underdog of everything?
Nigga, did you
Oh.
not hear me the first
Oh, I
time?
Do I really have to get
I didn't.
a what the second song? Like, is this gonna happen?
Okay. Actually, this is actually a good place to wrap up because it's already 9:30 here on our time. So, final thoughts. Deadpool 2, Wet on Wet. I'm not sure where that name keeps coming from, but that was a dope trailer. I hope we get more like that. Disney's about to take over the universe, and nobody gives a shit about the iPhone 10. Maurice.
I am ready for Noctis. I may not like it, but I am ready for Noctis.
Okay. Jared?
Deadpool 2 might be the first movie I see on opening day because of that fucking trailer.
I haven't seen a movie on opening day since I never done it. So
Like,
this
I've actually really wanted to see that movie, yo.
right. So yeah, let's if nobody has anything else, let's it's adjourned, people.
All right. Thank you guys for
Sure.
joining us.
Yes, like, comment, subscribe, hit the ring bell thing, notifications. YouTube is dumb as shit right now.
Why
Yeah.
did they have that? That's my question.
Oh, good point. Peace.